Hello. So, if you've seen any of my unboxing videos, you know that I've often, or at least twice, lamented that I would love to do something other than just straight unboxing, which I fear can become a little repetitive, if not downright boring for you. They're always fun for me, because I'm the one opening the stuff, but I'd like to be able to offer at least something else, content-wise, for people to watch. So, with Heroclix's 10th anniversary right around the corner, and the big DC Marvel 10th anniversary set's about to come out, I thought it might be interesting to look back 10 years at the very first and earliest Heroclix's releases. So what I'd have for you today would be the very, very, very first Heroclix set, Inifinity Challenge, from 10 years ago, 2002. This particular Marvel set, so if you're at all interested, stick around, and that's what I'll have to show you. Alright, so I don't want this to kind of have the repetitive and boring nature of an unboxing video. I do feel like a little history lesson is in order. From the time I was 8, got on my bicycle, ride to the local comic book store. Not even a comic book store, just the local store. Local stores used to sell comic books. You get your 60-cent comics and a score candy bar for 45 cents. Boom, that was a good afternoon. And all then through my teens and up into my early 20s. I'm sorry to say, I don't buy monthly comic books anymore. I just don't feel like it's the format they're printed anymore. It's not the way that you can get them. I buy collected editions, I buy trades, I buy hardcovers of all the great classic runs. But 10 years ago, when Heroclix was first released, I was still a weekly comic book purchaser. My boss, my friends, my girlfriend knew, don't expect to see me on Wednesday. They didn't know why, I just knew I was not around on Wednesdays because, as any true nerd knows, that's comic book release day. So back during that era, as I was buying my weekly comic books in Marvel, I saw that there were these house ads for some funky little game called Heroclix, and the miniatures looked kind of cool. And I, grew up, I am old enough to have grown up in an era where, we had Migos, and we had Secret Wars, and you got like 8 characters. That was it. You got a Spider-Man, you got a Captain America, and you didn't see a lot more than that, other than those 8 characters. So this idea of these tiny little miniatures representing the whole universe of Marvel was a pretty awesome idea. So, if you ever go to New York City, total side note, Jim Hanley's Universe. I cannot recommend them enough. Jim Hanley's Universe. Best comic book store in Manhattan, bar none, anywhere. Go to Jim Hanley's. Some people will tell you Forbidden Planet, Lower East Side, totally overrated. Posers, don't go there. Go to Jim Hanley's. For whatever reason, when Heroclix came out, I wasn't around Jim Hanley's at the time. I went to Midtown Comics. Also a decent store. Go to Jim Hanley's. Midtown isn't bad either, though. And I walked into Midtown, and I said, hey, do you have any Heroclix? I was looking for the boosters, and they didn't, but they had a starter pack. I bought the starter pack. It had 8 clicks in it. Came with the map, came with the dice, came with a rules card, came with a powers and abilities card, came with a quick set of rules card. And that was 10 years ago, and, darn them, 10 years later, it's like an illness. It's like an addiction, which is hardly the worst thing you can be addicted to. So I am now, 10 years later, looking back at my very first set of Heroclix, the Marvel Inifinity Challenge. Because it's 10 years later, my goal is to do 10 days of the first 10 sets. If I give 2 sets, give me credit for that. I made it not a separate. And as part of that 10-year look back, and I know this is going to make no sense, I'm going to do the top 5 figures from each set. I know, it's 10 years, 10th anniversary, do 10 figures. You have no idea how long it took me just to narrow down the top 5 figures. I would have gone insane if I had to do the top 10. So I'm going to do the top 5 figures of the first 10 sets for 10 days on the 10th anniversary. Wish me luck. We'll see how well it goes. Alright, with that total preamble and babbling, and, I just like to talk to... I'll get going with what I got. Alright, so here's going to be my breakdown of the very first Heroclix set, which is the very first Marvel Heroclix set, Inifinity Challenge. By the way, this is the actual box when I went into Midtown Comics and said, hey, give me whatever Heroclix you got, and they had a starter set. this is the actual Heroclix starter set box. Yes, I still have it. I've kept it. It's a sickness, I know. From the very first set, though, try to segue this smoothly, a lot of the stuff we still have in the game today, they had back then. So this was released after the initial set, but it was still part of the Infinity Challenge banner. A Colossal. The Sentinel Colossal was a figure that they released, so we had Colossals back then. They had 3D objects, and again, these were kind of released after the first wave. They came out a year and a half later, but all still Infinity Challenge. So there was a PlayStation magazine. They had a Hulk mail-in figure you could get. There was Toy Fair magazine. They had a Wolverine mail-in figure you could get. So things like mail-ins were something that they introduced back in the very, very first set. This is the Ant-Man from, I don't even know what conventions they were holding back then. Certainly not Gen Con. But this Ant-Man should look very familiar, and that's just a blank, empty base. Right now, as part of Chaos War, you can get a blank, empty Chaos War base that is the same number, 173, of a Ant-Man, which is kind of clever. It was just, hey, it's Ant-Man. He's so small you can't see him. Also, they had LEs back then. Some of my favorite, they're the only LEs I actually got from way back in the Infinity Challenge. Raxora Skrull, Nenora Skrull, Gabe Jones, a S.H.I.E.L.D. character, given the specific name of Gabe Jones, which is what they typically did with LEs back then, which was cool. They had Uniques, which are the equivalent of today's Super Rares, and they had REV versions, which aren't really the equivalent of anything that they have today. It was just a different idea that they had kind of for each character, from the lowest common to the uncommons to the rares. They did REV, Rookie Experience versions of each character with different point costs. Rookie, of course, being the cheapest, Veteran being the most expensive. So that was Heroclix back in the day. From Infinity Challenge, just if you're looking back at this set, and I've got notes here, so I may look down, which I don't normally do in some of these videos, because unboxing, you just unbox. I need to have notes for what I'm doing here. Almost every Captain America in this set, and let me kind of peer around and see if I can find my Captain America and how long and slow this will be. Again, this is a different type of video than unboxing I'm doing. Captain America, from the get-go, done right. Just looking at his dial. Speed 8, attack 10, defense 17. Just every single Captain America in the set, that's the Veteran. The Rookie, though, the Experience, just phenomenal pieces. Pyro, random character. And that was kind of one of the nice things within Infinity Challenge, and something that I think is a hallmark up until today of what Heroclix has done. Yeah, you're going to have Cap. Yeah, you're going to have Spider-Man. Yeah, you're going to have Wolverine. You're going to go with those characters. But then they filtered in, a Pyro, a Constrictor, a Blizzard, kind of second, third tier characters. And to this day, the DC universe, the Marvel universe, are so deep. You can still have your 20th version of Batman, your 20th version of Spider-Man and Captain America. I'm sure 20 is probably an underestimate. And you can also still have totally new characters you haven't gotten yet. I looked at Chaos War. I said at the beginning how I was trying to think of some new types of videos to do other than unboxing. I was going to do a Chaos War video that was just the new characters introduced in Chaos War. It was a ton of characters. Within any set, you're getting great new versions of old characters, and just characters we have not seen yet, which has been, I think, one of the great staying powers of Heroclix from the beginning. They gave us the A-list characters, and the B-list, and the C-list, and they have that depth, and they've played with that mix so perfectly every single wave. Because they could have gone too far one side or the other. Too many characters nobody knows, why do I want to buy this set, I don't care about it. Versus too many, I don't want my millionth Wolverine, Captain America, Spider-Man. They have walked that line so well from the get-go. Pyro, REV Pyro, just great. An amazing piece, an amazing character. So playable. I mean, I'm looking, this is the Veteran version in my hand. 8 movement, 9 attack, 17 defense, just an amazing piece. Brotherhood keyword, which in the very beginning they had a lot of yeah. They had a lot of Brotherhood characters, the evil mutants. Just amazing piece. Also, still, Bullseye. Bullseye, constant favorite character, just a fan favorite villain that people love. And his Clicks version, REV versions, all of them from the get-go, so can't see him from behind. Oh, this is going to kill me. Here he is. Bullseye, amazing, great piece. So these, again, are just pieces where any single one you pull from Infinity Challenge, you go back, you get them. They are still phenomenal. Quicksilver, another one. So you look at all of your speedsters. Quicksilver, very, very first release. Heroclix set. Quicksilver was great. Your Hercs. Hercules. Hercules, an amazing piece. Avengers, team ability, and just Hercules. Phenomenal. Ultron. As villains go, Ultron. So any single one of these, rookie version, experienced version, veteran version, does not matter. These are 6 characters: Cap, Pyro, Bullseye, Quicksilver, Herc, Ultron. They did a phenomenal job on. So boom, there you go. Just quick setup of some people you want. Okay, so here is going to be the final 5. Again, this is the hope. Top 5 figures from the first 10 Heroclix sets over 10 days in honor of the 10th anniversary. If I get 2 done, I'll be happy. Going back to what I said previously, just about what has made Heroclix such a great game from the get-go, the depth of what you've got. So, for my number 5 spot, under Marvel's Infinity Challenge, the very first set, I'm kind of already going to cheat because it's a 2-way tie between the rookie S.H.I.E.L.D. agent and veteran Skrull warrior, which I already alluded to before, just about, you know, you're not just getting a box of Wolverine and Cap and Spidey and Magneto and Green Goblin and Red Skull. You're getting a universe of characters. And you really have to think about how you're going to play these characters and your teams for all their breadth and depth. So you're going to have 100 plus point figs, and then you're going to have the cheapest possible generics and randoms and cannon fodder you can find to fill out those point values. So in my number 5 spot, I've got S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, number 001 figure. So not only the very, very first set of Heroclix, this is the first figure in the first set, and he's in my top 5 of this set. 10 points, S.H.I.E.L.D. team ability, and that's all he needs to be. Build a 300-point team. 30 of these guys for 10 points. S.H.I.E.L.D. team ability. Yet, he's not a phenomenal figure. He's a 10-point fig. Make your army builds. Just a great piece. And you got Skrull Warrior. And remember, this is long before Secret Invasion. We had Skrulls. 17 points. Skrull Warrior. Just a great, great piece. So these two combined, tied. Here's what you get for your number 5 spot. My pick for the top 5 in Infinity Challenge. Next up, take your Emma Frost, take your Psylocke, take your Storms, take your Rogues. Marvel Girl, Jean Grey, the original X-Man Girl. Rookie version, 31 points of TK. This piece is phenomenal. 3 clicks of TK. That's what you get for 31 points. If she had TK, she would have hovered in the air. And you can't go wrong. Jean Grey, the original X-Woman Infinity Challenge. of my top 5, number 4. And keeping to at least that theme of the ladies, Avengers, Unique Wasp. Better than the REV Wasp within the set, and just an amazing piece. 44 points, Avengers team ability, Unique Wasp. Just a great, great, great figure. 2 to go. 2 I've already shown in the fact that their whole representation in Infinity Challenge was phenomenal. So, REV, Hercules, they're all good. Veteran Hercules, 83 points. The boy is a beast. Just set this guy loose. Just like in the comic books, Hercules is going to go to town and tear stuff up. And then, I'll point out down below, we just had the Infinity Gauntlet, where those who have been good enough, I won't say lucky enough, I'll say good enough to win the giant Thanos on his death base. Way back at the very first set, they had Thanos Unique, 185 points. Infinity Challenge Thanos. Clever little guy. But of the villains in Infinity Challenge, the veteran Ultron. So of those 5 figs I've just shown, S.H.I.E.L.D, Skrull, tie for 5th. Rookie Jean Grey, 4th. Unique Wasp, 3rd. Veteran Hercules, 2nd. I am, and please don't, totally blast me in the comment section. Veteran Ultron from Infinity Challenge. My number 1 pick. 188 points. Masters of Evil team ability. 12 movement, 14 attack, 18 defense. Look, I know in today's game, those numbers are a little different. Very, very first release, 2002, 10 years ago, Infinity Challenge. These were the pieces. So there you go. Alright, I hope this is a worthwhile video. I'm setting a goal. 10 years, 10 days, 10 videos, 10 sets. Fingers crossed, if I get 2, I'll be happy. But if I get 10, I'll be pretty psyched. Alright, hope that was fun, interesting, cool for you guys. Again, if it was, comments. If not, keep the comments not too atrocious. And, alright, I'll see you for the next one. Hyper Time, DC. Bye.